Hello, Mayank. How are you?
Hi Ripu. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine. I'm doing great. Thank you for hopping on the call for this one. And let me introduce myself. This is Ripu Daman. I am currently completing my bachelor's in Deakin University Information Technology. I'm undertaking my professional placement, SEL 703. In this, I have done 60 days of internship in under a supervision of Imali Dias, and in this, I have worked on a project where I research and make the IoT system. A part of this meeting for 15 minutes, we are going to discuss about different things or to mention regarding the placement, internship, and the other things related to it, ethical concerns, communication, teamwork, and other things. And I want to get your experience, how you are doing in your company, and how I can expand my network with you and your colleagues as well. So let's start. And can you introduce yourself and what do you do?
Hi Ripu. I am Mayank. I am working in Om Logistics and Supply Chain as an associate software engineer, and here my roles are like working on the ERP Next system, which is basically a Frappe framework based application, and where I have to work on the CRM model, which is customer relationship management, where we are working on the HRMS part, like how employees are hired, how employees are figured in the company, like what sort of details we need from employees and how to mark their attendance and getting their payroll slips, like how we can give them the salary structure and tracking every tax inputs. So this is right now I'm working on.
Okay, so
It
how
was
long you
glad
have
meeting
been
you.
working in this company for?
So I have been working since 3 months, last 3 months, and it will be full time in a couple of days. I will right now I'm an intern over here, and in a couple of days I will be on full time.
Oh, that's great to hear about that. So, as I get to know that you are just 3 months here, so I guess you were doing in university any degree or something. So, how about like working in a project in a like unit, any subject, or shifting from that to a real life company and real project? What are the different things you see in doing those task sheets and different set of tasks given in those task sheet, and now under a manager, he'll give you some task or assign some tasks according to that which you see. What's the difference you really see as a engineer now?
Like the biggest difference is the problem solving thing. Like in uni we have a certain problem which have a correct or a incorrect solution, like there are defined solution for that particular problem. But when we are dealing with the company perspective, we have to deal the real world challenges where the requirements may be unclear, where you need to interact with the client or the consultant to get their requirements, and sometimes you need to justify your work to the technical or the non-technical person. Like every technical person can't understand the terms, like there may be knowledge transfer sessions which we need to conduct throughout. Like I have to conduct here sessions with the HR team, so they are not technical persons, so they don't know how the things are coded, but they need to be understood like the UI part only, because they need to work on the UI or the front end part which we are which they are able to see, but they don't know the logic which is working behind that. So this is the main difference here. And also like in colleges or in unis, there are the projects are basically done in a short team or alone,
Yeah.
and here you need to work on multi-diverse team, and you need to connect with multiple persons irrespective of your team for any kind of help, because every person can't have every knowledge, so you need to connect with multiple persons to get the work done on time.
So in short, do you work in different projects at a time, or you work in one single, the whole team work in one single project at a time?
So right now I am working on a single project, but
Okay.
for that, like if I need to do testing for my project, then I need to consult with the testing team also
Oh, okay.
to get their inputs. Like I don't know how to test. That is their role basically for the
But you can contribute
test.
in those also, like development, testing, deployment, anything you can do, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And what are the like top three or four things to keep in mind while doing in a project in an industry? Like for me, what I can think of is communication with the team, Okay, and other things like communication with the managers and all, teamwork is very important, and understanding the project better. And how do you see the project going, and how do you keep the record of it? Can you tell a little more about it?
Like the top three things which I would recommend you would be firstly to be the patient, like to have patience in yourself to listen someone, like what other person is telling you to say. Like if we are too technical person, then our communication would be on different thing. Like we would discuss on tech stacks or something like that.
Mhm.
But if my client is a non-technical person, then I need to explain everything to him in a certain way that he can understand well, and I can also understand his problem. So first one is this, and secondly, you should go for consistency. Like in college, there is a specific deadline, but
Yeah,
that's a flexible one. But in corporates, there is a specific deadline where you need to submit the project and you need to review that, so that your organization, if we will fall behind those deadlines, then the organization will suffer any kind of loss,
yeah,
or there are multiple changes throughout the like project. Then you need to recalculate everything, and you need to do your work proper.
yeah. So I guess that's a very valid point by you because you are working for this long time in this company and you have that experience. So related to that, the project. So do you have like in your experience, do you consider the ethical consideration influence like the engineering decisions and particularly when balancing technical goals and business pressure? Like, have you ever faced a situation where professional integrity required you to challenge a decision where you are doing something, but manager says like this is not what we can do, or this is not under the ethical consideration. Some have hacking stuff, some the things we are using from open source or something like that.
So, like ethics are important in our organization. Like we need to work in a specific way that the data which we are provided by the company or the organization is not suffering due to any kind of reasons. Like right now, there is a lot of influence of AI tools like
Yeah,
ChatGPT, Grok, and this kind of tools. So, the main problem which we face right now is like the employees are irrelevantly and ethically providing the whole documentation, the policy documentation, or the coding stuff to directly to the AI tools, and this may lead to any kind of data leakage or any
yeah,
kind of suffering which the company may have. Like there are also plugins in, like let's say MS Word or any kind of these tools, also on Chrome also.
yeah.
If let's say your profile may be hacked by someone, or
Hmm.
your profile is hacked, and you have plugins installed over there, then those plugins may have like your data which you have
Yeah,
provided, the policy documents and these kind of stuffs, which may lead to disruptions and also the loss of the belief of a consumer on your company. So this way, like this whole term is known as shadow AI.
okay. Yeah, I've heard
So
of this one earlier via our unit chair because it's very important to get like the company is trusting you or me for their
yeah,
data, and we need to process that data to make something better for the company. And if we are gonna leak that data or play with it, it's not good for the company as well for or consideration for the ethical ones. So that's very like first we have to very think of it what we are doing and then consider what action we are taking regarding the data we have or the code. So that's very good advice by you, like keep in touch with the data and think about it, how we can use it the unethical ways. Okay, so I have a little few questions for you. If you could give me like one or two pieces of advice for someone who is graduating right now or already graduated, like and who is about to enter the like an internship, any company or workplace, what would it be? Like start from like a very basic one, like this is the must thing to have, and then when you grow up, this is the things you need to follow to maintain that consistency plus the growth of the employee which is working.
so the must thing I would say would be the technical knowledge, which you need to get so that you can clear the eligibility criteria for any company or any test. This is the bare minimum which you need to focus majorly on. Then you must rely on the communication part, like uh, the let me give you an example. If my let's say my manager, so I have to get my work from my manager, and he is my leader. He has some leadership quality, so he has a bigger role from me. So if you have better communication skills, and you would get a role for like you will get a role to lead your team or to manage your team. So you need to take particular initiatives at certain point of time. And also you need to explore more and more things. Like you don't need to stick on any particular data frame or any particular data or any particular tools or technology, so that you might not fit in a bubble. Like it is a bubble if you go on working endlessly on one particular tool or any technology. So you need to explore and learn more and more technology, so that your scale may enlarge, and you might get a better career options in future.
Yeah, that's a very good point by you because as we do or project or something like that, communication with the manager is very important. And about the bubble thing you just said, I want to emphasize on that. Do you also think like it's a bubble of like the deep like the any university who is teaching IT software engineering, they are very specific to what languages they are choosing or frameworks. Like me and my colleagues or the peers only worked on React and all and other IoT stuff, which is kind of very broad if we think about it. But there are also different frameworks which I personally have to figure it out to make sure I make a space in the company and work on different projects. Sometimes I can think of like if I don't know Swift, I can't work on the Mac ones. If I don't know some other framework, I can't work on that project, which would have been uplift for my resume as well. So managers also want us to take the lead forward for those particular frameworks which they think we may know, and also work on those too. Have a technical person like me will have a very good connection with the non-technical team as well, which you ever discussed. Which are the like things you can update in your communication skills to modify yourself to make them understand what you are saying or what you did? Any PPT recommendations or how to make it simple for them?
Like there are two kind of person in a company. One is a person which is good in technical stuff, and one is a ordinary or a medium person which is good in technical as well as communication. So the uh, the plus point for that person is that he can communicate well to the team members or the non-technical members, and he can easily explain those topics in their terms. Like let's say I am learning any particular language, let's call it Swift, and you don't know its knowledge, you know about Python or React. Then I would like to explain you something in, like let's say, data frame or any particular UI design. Then I would say that this particular design follows this particular pattern, and I need to explain you each and everything, and that would be done by good communication skills. So this kind by this way, the communication helps any person to increase his information, increase his level of interest in any particular company, and he can learn more and more by this, by connecting and by getting the inputs from other persons. Like feedback is most important thing in any particular. Like if you are working on a project in your uni also, then you might get the feedbacks from your mentors or from your teachers, like this you can improve, this you have done wrong. But there is only one review, one person to review. In corporate, there are multiple persons, so you might get a lot of feedbacks, a lot of point of views from multiple persons. Then you need to figure out by yourself that which one is best for you and best for the company.
Yeah, because it's very important because a student like me also have to work in the workplace. So communication with the team is very important and how you communicate your stuff beside of your past languages or whatever your experience is. It's very important to do the communication with the other teams too. And I had a little small question for you. Like the companies and the universities, like they are not on the same level as the universities are teaching the stuff and the workplace. That's where the difference is. That's why we have a 15-minute talk here. What are the top like few things or skills you will consider for a student like me who will join? beside of the communication things, first of all, the technical stuff, but I can think of dedication to the workplace and how you manage the stuff you are doing and any pressure sort of thing from the managers and all, how to manage that. Can you have like help me with that if you have any views on that?
I would like you to learn. I would recommend a person who has the ability to learn, who has the greed to learn something. Like he needs more and more inputs, more and more information so that it can grow. And the secondly, he must be punctual to the deadlines. Like there are deadline specific roles. Like we need to complete this in a one particular day or one particular hour. So that thing. And lastly, I would recommend him to be mm, um, like more data centric or uh, more dedicated to his particular roles. Like he must know what roles he need to perform in a company, like uh, what sort of duties he need to perform. He must be clear for his role and how he can input he can give his input to the company as well.
Yeah, I got your point, what you are saying, like very dedication thing about your career also, also from the communication with the manager and how you communicate and role specific tasks and deadlines are very important in the workplace. And I guess that's the time. And thank you again for sharing your insights and experience. This discussion gave me valuable perspective about your work experience and how professional skill sets and ethical responsibilities apply in the real engineering practices and how you are doing in it. I truly appreciate your efforts and time and guidance for this, and I will really reflect on your advice as I prepare for the industry. And thank you so much for your time.
It was glad meeting you, Ripu.
Thank you so much. I hope we meet soon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So whatever.